lined ourselves up a pretty good schedule here. So uh, obviously would have liked to come off a win at Purdue, but didn't happen. So good thing is we get another crack at a really good opponent. Bad thing is, if we don't play well, we're going to take another loss. So they're good. They're super skilled. I mean, I've had a chance to watch them play some games. I know they had the exhibition against Ole Miss, and I think that was the first time they'd played, any other opponent for some of the young guys and new guys. I think it showed. I think what we've seen recently is a little bit more like what they are. I thought some of their the plays they made in some of the real games, not the exhibition games they made, kind of show you the talent level they've got. And that last mock draft I looked, they had two of their guards were going in the top 20. So this is a super talented team. It's a good program. I think Steven told me they've got more wins against Big Ten teams than any other team in the Big Ten in the last 5 seasons. Is that right? Yeah, so as good as Purdue's been, Illinois' got even more wins against Big Ten teams than them. So, we've probably, after this game, we'll have seen maybe the 2 best teams in the Big Ten over the last 5 years in the Big Ten. So, and they're different. I mean, Illinois', Coach Underwood's done a really good job offensively. They're playing really modern style basketball with a lot of guard, pick and rolls. I mean, they've got, skilled guards that are playing in a lot of pick and rolls, and we're going to have to do a great job in pick and roll. So I think we've had a couple decent days of practice. I think, our guys, and I don't want to say we needed a wake-up call because I think we've been pretty good all fall, but sometimes a loss, maybe reset some things, and I think we had to get a little tougher. I think we got abused on the defensive glass a little more than we thought we were going to. And I think, we saw a team that what happens when you don't turn the ball over. Purdue only turned the ball over 3 times, and they're pretty efficient on offense. Now, we didn't have a major issue with turnovers against Purdue, but we still have a lot more than they did. So, can we get our turnovers down? Can we try to force a few more turnovers on our defensive side and try to find a way to get a win against a good team, because this is a really good team we're about to see up in Birmingham tomorrow night.
Kind of mentioned it just a little bit, just with it being sort of a wake-up call or less than that. How have you seen the guys respond, especially from a leadership standpoint after that first loss?
Yeah, you know what? I mean, I've seen guys like, I thought Trell Wright. So, we gave him Saturday off. We came back in Sunday. Didn't go too hard Sunday, just the way Clark and Henry kind of advised us to make sure we're peaking on Wednesday. Yesterday was our hardest day we went. I thought Reitzel kind of really stepped up. Chris Youngblood, even though he's not playing, you can just tell he's antsy to be out there and he's talking. I think some of the Houston Mallet, even though he's redshirting, kind of really tried to make sure our guys are ready to go. And I think, you see, so I thought Jaron Stevenson had a great day Monday. So, we kind of looked at his shots. I know he's struggling to shoot a little bit, but most of his shots he's missing have come off terrible passes, and we kind of made the point to our guards, we got to help him out. This is a really good shooter if we put it, and I thought our guys did a pretty good job finding him where they needed to in practice on Monday, and he was making shots. I thought Holloway had a pretty good practice on Monday too.
Yeah, Coach, just what did you see from LeBaron Philon, and what did that performance kind of show you? I know it came in a loss, but he still performed really well in his first ever college road game in that kind of environment.
Yeah, he showed what a competitive kid he is. The day he walked on campus in June, he came here. Me and Coach Murphy were just talking about it earlier today because he got a call from some NBA scouts, and he's shooting up the draft boards we've seen. But he came in with the right mindset. He came in, not expecting any minutes, just whatever he could earn, he's going to be happy with. He came in with zero expectations on NBA stuff, just came here trying to get better, going to compete as hard as he can and make himself better and make the program as good as it can. I think when you come in with the right mindset, it parlays itself into really good basketball. And I think how hard he's competed since he stepped on campus, how much he's been willing to be coached, the improvements he's made just in playing the way we want him to play. He's also the guy that gets the ball out of his hands pretty quick. Two guys get on him, he gets it out. He's moving the ball, so he's more efficient. And and the NBA people are recognizing it because he's shooting up draft boards. Somebody sent me something earlier today. He's like, somebody's got him projected 24th, and we got to keep him thinking the right things. We don't want our guys playing for the NBA, but to me that's a byproduct of playing the right way. It just happens when you're got that kind of talent and you play the right way, then those types of things happen.
Illinois matches Alabama with 9 players averaging 11 or more minutes the first couple of games of the season. What's it like going against a team that also uses a large amount of depth?
Yeah, this isn't a game where we're going to be talking about getting into their bench by running them. We're obviously not going to slow it down. That's not how we play, but it's more like we just got to play at our pace because that's how we play, not necessarily play to tire them out and run them because they're deep too. But I do think, we can, we've got depth, they've got depth, but we've got to use our depth accordingly, not be afraid to go into it, and make sure that we've got fresh guys in all the time, knowing that they're most likely going to have somebody fresh in. So let's not leave somebody on the floor a while going tired against their fresh guys because they're bringing them in fresh. So, yeah, they've got a good roster. They're talented. They're deep. They've got young talent. They've got old talent. They brought in transfers kind of like we did, and they brought in super talented young kids too.
And Nate, you said after Purdue, you guys were kind of hit unexpectedly a little bit with some of the post-up stuff they brought at you and how good they were at that. How much of a point of emphasis has that been this week, especially facing another big team in Illinois?
Yeah, we definitely spend time on it. We've got to do a better job defensively of making everything about the team and not leaving guys on an island. And we should have done better as coaches. It's kind of one of those deals where I think we last year we played some really good bigs and we just knew we had to double. Zach Edey, everybody pretty much had to double him. Well, even Purdue, so this is the first high major team they've played, since Zach Edey's been gone. And I don't think anybody realized how good maybe they still were in the post, especially their starting center went out for the year. But man, they're tough. But then you start thinking about it, well, they've been going against Zach Edey for the last 3 years or whatever. They better be tough because he's one of the biggest guys I've ever seen play basketball. So, we got a little wake up as far as some of our post D. We spent 3 days on it, whether it's video or actually in practice, and I think we'll be better. And Illinois doesn't post nearly as much as Purdue. They play a lot more out pick and roll, but they will post some, and they'll post their guards a little bit too occasionally. So we've got to be ready for it.
Aiden Sherrill just had 2 minutes against Purdue. Was that more of a case of maybe the moment you kind of evaluating that the moment was a little too big for him at that time with the early foul trouble, or is there?
Yeah, and I screwed up, to be honest with you. I told him that he should have got more minutes. I thought the first 2 minutes he didn't really look like he was necessarily ready for it, but when I went back and watched the tape, as much as we struggled guarding Kaufman-Renn, he's our biggest guy. We should have gone with him, gave him another shot at it. So that's on me. And I let him know, and I told him, though, if he felt like he could have guarded him, and he didn't come tell me this. I just said, look, man, if you felt like you could have guarded him, feel free to tell me during the game. Give me a shot. Give me 2 minutes at him. I'll shut him down. But I should have just gone to him and asked him myself, as much as we were struggling with some of our other guys to guard him, to see if he could have done a little bit better job. I think he's going to be ready. His attitude's great. I love him. He makes you want to play him more because he's come in and worked really hard the last 3 days, and I would anticipate him getting a lot more minutes than that this next game.
I think Mark only had one shot in the first 12 minutes, only got to the line twice against Purdue. Just what were they doing to limit him, and how do you kind of get him going a little bit more?
Yeah, they definitely got into him, tried to frustrate him, knew that would, Mark's a scorer. He needs to see the ball go through the rim, and they did a good job not letting him get off early. They denied him. They made it tough on his catches. They tried to blow up handoffs and ball screens. Like, they did a good job. Now we've probably got to do a better job of, one, getting them open with screens, but two, using them as a screener if teams aren't trying to help off them, kind of like we had to do with Brandon Miller when he had it going. And Mark's preseason player of the year. Some of these publications and teams are going to guard him like that, and we as a coaching staff have to do a better job getting him going, and then he's got to do a better job when he does get it, and he's attracting so much traffic, kind of getting off, and maybe there's games where he's got 10 assists and 1 turnover like Braden Smith, and just plays a little more efficient. So we got to help him better. Then he's got to make some better reads, and I think he'll be ready to play a lot better game against Illinois. Appreciate it. Thanks.